Hey everyone, welcome back to Catch Our Season. So from today, we are starting something new here. Along with our travel vlogs, we are also going to, share history stories of the places we visit. Simple stories, fun stories, and kind you actually remember. No lectures, no textbooks, just real places. And the stories hiding inside them. And today, that story starts right here. Okay, so let me tell you a story. It's about Tallinn. And trust me, this city has a past. Now, forget today for a moment. No phones, no internet, no shortcuts. Just old street, wooden houses, and ships coming in from far away. And in the middle of all this, there's a group of young guys who are rich, single, travel a lot, and somehow very organized. Yeah, that already sounds like a trouble. No, this is not a Tinder ad. This is Brotherhood of Blackheads. And before you ask, yes, the name sounds strange. So, why on earth were they called that? So, the name has nothing to do with pimples. Let's clear that first. The Brotherhood had a patron saint, Saint Maurice. He was a Roman soldier, often shown with a dark skin, and in his image, a dark face with the armor became their symbol. So people start calling them the Blackheads. Simple. No skincare routine involved. So now we know who they were and why they were called that. Let's go back to where the story really begins. Picture medieval Tallinn. Busy streets, ships arriving, people speaking different languages, and walking through the city are these young men. You can tell they were not from here. They came for a reason. They are young, not married, very ambitious, and the kind of people who look at a city and think, yeah, I can do something here. And Tallinn, because Tallinn was full of chances. But where did everything really start for them? It all started here, in the market. Back then, business was simple. People either trusted you or they didn't. No contracts, no emails. If people trusted you, you stayed in the business. If they didn't, you were done. So this place wasn't just about money. It's about learning how to work together. Slowly, these guys stopped thinking only about themselves and start thinking as a group. That's how the Brotherhood was born. But money alone doesn't protect the city, right? Here, something most people don't expect. These guys weren't just merchants. So if you lived in Tallinn, you also had responsibilities. If danger came, you helped. So yes, they trained with swords, not because they wanted to fight, but because they wanted to protect what they were building. Rich merchants training like a soldier sounds strange today, but back then it was normal. So what happened when the city was safe? That's when life got fun. These guys knew something important. A city needs happiness too. So they organized festivals, feasts, celebrations, and now comes the famous Tallinn story. Apparently, one of the first public Christmas trees in the world was put up right here in Tallinn. And yes, the Blackheads were involved. They decorated it with the apples and danced around it. Man only. Yeah, medieval people were interesting. But the point is simple. They didn't just make Tallinn richer, they made it more alive. But fun like this doesn't just happen by itself. Behind all the fun, there was serious planning. Inside these halls, they talked about trade, money, and decisions. No shouting, no drama. They weren't kings, but what they decide mattered. This wasn't just a hangout place. It was where future leaders learned how to lead. And then there was one thing society kept asking them: marriage. Because, yes, they were single and people wanted them to settle down. So they organized dances, not just for fun, but to meet future wives. Food, music, candles, and yes, some very awkward conversations. Imagine saying, "My lady, I sell pepper," and somehow it worked. Once they got married, they had to leave the brotherhood. Those were the rules. So, what did all this leave behind? This part is important. They didn't rule Tallinn, they didn't make laws, but they helped the city grow. They supported churches, artists, culture. They give back to the place that gave them so much. That's why people still remember them. So, how do you see their impact today? Look at this city. Standing here, you realize something. They probably weren't thinking about history. They were just living their lives. But step by step, they changed Tallinn. And sometimes that's how history works. So, what does their story mean now? So, here, that's the Brotherhood of Blackheads. No kings, no heroes, just young people who trusted each other and built something that lasted. And even today, when you walk through Tallinn Old Town, their story is still here. In the buildings, in the traditions, and maybe near a Christmas tree. History doesn't always shout. Sometimes it stays with you.